Owl wakes up, already thinking about what it has to do, already jumping out of bed without looking to the side, already going to take a shower, already ignoring the tight chest, already disguising the shortness of breath with more coffee. Owl thinks that ignoring is solving, thinks that if it doesn't talk, it won't feel, thinks that if it keeps walking, the hole will disappear. But the hole walks along, silent, smiling, drinking coffee in the back seat. Anxiety doesn't make a fuss, it waits, it settles, it observes everything, and when it realizes that the owl isn't going to look, it grows. Owl works, answers everything, gives everything, smiles to everyone. But inside, mind screaming, heart racing, hands sweating, thoughts jumping around without order. But nobody sees, because the owl learned to be quiet, to ignore, to pretend that everything is fine, and the world applauds. Wow, how strong you are. You can handle everything. But they don't see the crisis in the bathroom, the insomnia, palpitations, tears in the shower. Owl lives in a theater. And the audience believes, but the body doesn't. Because the body feels everything even when the mind pretends not to. Every time Owl swallows the pain, anxiety grows a little more. Every time Owl says, "I'm fine," when it isn't, anxiety writes in the notebook, "It still doesn't understand." Owl thinks that being strong is not feeling, but being strong is admitting that it feels too much, that it can't take it all anymore. Because anxiety doesn't go away with silence. It goes away with listening, with pause, with truth. When Owl says, "I don't have time for this," anxiety responds, "I'll wait." And it really does wait. It waits for the right time to break down, to hold its breath, to close its body, to turn off the light in the middle of the meeting. And then it can't be ignored anymore. Because it's become a symptom, it's become a disease, it's become a crisis. Owl runs to doctors, runs to medicine, runs to everything, except inside, and the problem lives there, inside, quietly, waiting to be looked at. The owl doesn't want to feel because it hurts, but ignoring hurts more. Ignoring turns discomfort into panic, sadness, into paralysis, pressure, into collapse. Dr. Synaptico says, ignored anxiety is like a pressure cooker without a valve. Sooner or later, it explodes. Owl begins to realize that pretending doesn't help it, only postpones, that hiding doesn't cure it, only pushes, that keeping quiet doesn't solve it, only suffocates. Owl sits, closes its eyes, listens to its own body, hears what it has avoided for so long. I'm tired. I'm scared. I'm at the limit, and doesn't die from hearing this. On the contrary, lives a little longer, because naming what it feels is the first step to letting go of the weight. It's not weakness. To feel weakness is destroying yourself, trying to seem strong all the time. Owl now doesn't run away, doesn't hide, doesn't make excuses. When it feels, speaks. When it weighs, pauses. When it's not okay, admits. And the craziest thing is that nothing falls apart. The world doesn't, and people don't disappear. The ground doesn't break, on the contrary, it becomes lighter. Anxiety begins to understand that it doesn't need to scream. If it's heard, if there's space. If there's be careful, All understands that ignoring the mind is a shot to the heart, and that pretending to be normal is the fastest way to implode in silence. Now, when people ask, "How are you?" Owl thinks, breathes, and sometimes answers, "Not so much today. But I'm taking care." And that is already a cure. Share with the owl who always says, "I'm fine," but goes to sleep crying, who works smiling, but trembles inside. Send her this video and say, "You don't have to pretend all the time." Subscribe to the channel until the next video, where we might still have anxiety, but at least she won't have to drink coffee alone anymore. Enviar feedback pines lateres, historico salvas.